The Halal Times, the voice of Ummah. A shocking leak has just exposed the brutal reality behind Israel's war on Gaza. For the first time, the world is hearing the unfiltered voice of a senior Israeli commander, openly justifying mass targeting of Palestinians, including children, as necessary. According to leaked recordings aired on Israel's Channel 12, Major General Aharon Haliva, former chief of Israeli military intelligence, declared, "For every person attacked on October 7th, 50 Palestinians must die. It doesn't matter if they are children." And even more chillingly, Haliva insisted, they need a Nakba every now and then to feel the price. The Nakba he refers to is the 1948 mass expulsion of over 750,000 Palestinians from their homes, an ethnic cleansing that created millions of refugees and executed thousands of Palestinians in their own homes. Haliva's words are nothing less than a call for a new Nakba, a deliberate policy of killing, displacement, and terror against Palestinians. Since October 2023, Israel's war on Gaza has executed more than 61,900 Palestinians, which is, by the way, a very low estimate. The original count is much higher, as no one knows the count of those thousands of people who died under the rubble of buildings. Even Israel's own numbers admit that only about 20,000 were militants. That means the majority of the dead are civilians, men, women, and children. Yet Haliva claimed this horrifying death toll was not revenge, but a deterrent for future generations. In other words, Israel is deliberately using mass and targeted extermination to send a political message. Haliva, who resigned last year after admitting failures before the October attacks, also lashed out at Israel's own security establishment, blaming Shin Bet and Netanyahu's government for what he called a catastrophic national failure. However, while Israeli media emphasized his criticism of Netanyahu, they largely overlooked his remarks regarding executions and the Nakba in relation to Palestinians. By the way, inside Israel, such rhetoric is considered normal. Unfortunately, Haliva is not alone. From cabinet ministers to military spokesmen, genocidal language has become the new normal in Israeli politics, with Palestinians called human animals. Gaza is described as having no innocence, and calls are made for its total destruction and ethnic cleansing. Haliva's leaked words only confirm what Palestinians have long warned the world about. Israel's war does not aim to target militants, but rather to inflict collective punishment on an entire population. International law is clear. Collective punishment is a war crime, and deliberately executing civilians constitutes targeted extermination of an entire population. But does any international law apply to Israel? It is very clear, up until now, that Israel is above all law. Even the ICJ, Human Rights Organization, or the UN, all such enormous and powerful institutions are useless, powerless, and worthless in front of Israel. And yet, Haliva openly endorsed these crimes, going so far as to call mass death required for future generations. This is the voice of Israel's military elite, not a fringe extremist. Aharon Haliva's leaked confession tears away the last mask of Israel's war in Gaza. It reveals a strategy built not on defense but on domination, displacement, and death. The question is, will it act, or will it allow another Nakba to unfold in our time? Back in 1948, the world claimed ignorance about what occurred in Palestine, including the events leading to the Nakba, the mass executions of Palestinians in their homes, and their mass expulsion from Gaza and the West Bank. But what about now? This excuse is no longer valid. With the expansion of social media and the availability of the internet, no one can claim ignorance about what is going on in Gaza and the West Bank. Every day, our social media feeds are filled with images and videos of small children being blown into pieces, while mothers gather those little pieces of their children to at least bury them properly. Every day, a father or brother goes in the morning to receive some aid for his starving family, only to return as a dead body in the night. And every day, a baby or small child dies because his stomach can no longer survive solely on air and dust. This is the truth of Gaza, which everyone is aware of but chooses to ignore. We observe that Israeli officials like Haliva, Ben-Gvir, and Smotrich are deeply entrenched in their hatred against Gazans, as they seem unsatisfied with the unprecedented suffering of Palestinians. They desire to see even more suffering, more blood on the streets of Gaza, and ultimately want to witness the entire population of Gaza perish right before the eyes of the whole world. That's all for today. If you found the video informative, please like it and subscribe to the channel. Jazakum Allahu khairan.